The Webtoon official rules are out, and I thought I'd do a not so live reading on parts of it just so we know what we're dealing with. The important bits are emphasized with green text over the screen, and anything in yellow is just me talking. This video was largely done without a script, so excuse my less than eloquent way of talking. Don't forget to subscribe if you're feeling my content and support me if you can on Patreon. I'll post first access of my webcomic pages, videos, and other works in progresses of all my projects, both safe for work and not safe for work. That's also where I'll be posting everything related to my Webtoon contest comic, The Behringer Hotel, before its submission in March. Also be mindful that I will post more Webtoon contest related videos on my channel because trust, I will be going through it. For more resources related to the contest, Pantheon Talk and ND Burn also have great videos about this very topic that's more comprehensive and organized, so you sparkling individuals should definitely check them out after this video. Now let's get to it. Oh my god, this took a little bit, but finally we are here, and now I get to finally see if anything weird is going on here or if it's actually kind of legit and, people can go ahead and participate without having to worry about, anything crucial. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to see if I can zoom in because I'm not gonna lie, that text is kind of tiny, and while I can actually read small text, I don't want to strain my eyes, especially because it's kind of late at night and I'm tired. Okay, that should do it. The contest is scheduled to begin on or about March 10th of 2025, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and it is scheduled to end or about to end around September 2025. The contest consists of an initial submission period to identify finalists who will be invited to participate in subsequent stages of the contest. At the end of the submission period, a panel of judges will evaluate all eligible submissions received to select up to 40. I knew it. I told y'all they were gonna choose 40, and that's how they were gonna organize themselves, and I was right. Data is always right. But yeah, select up to 40 submissions as shortlist finalists. So I'm telling you, 40 people is gonna win some big amounts of money. Now let's see how they win that, because that's the important part as well. In the event of a conflict or inconsistency between these official rules and the platform terms, these official rules shall prevail, govern, and control with respect to the contest. Okay, so the official rules will prevail. So even if whatever you're drawing is not to the Webtoon standards of the site, the official rules of the contest reign supreme. So you can probably get away with what you wouldn't normally get away with in the actual website. Okay, eligibility. The contest is only open to individuals or groups of individuals, your team. They have to be at least 13 years of age or older, okay? Entrants under the age of majority in their state or country of residence, a minor, must get their parent or legal permission to enter the contest, have an account in good standing. I'm sorry, I had to pause because I'm like, in good standing, is there a bad standing? And then I start thinking about all those weird porno accounts that are popping up in Canvas. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would be considered a bad standing account. Okay, and then the third, not be a current Webtoon original creator. All right, it has a team section here. I'm not going to read into that just because I am unfortunately not with the team. But anybody who does, I highly recommend you check out this section so you get a little bit more details and information about what exactly these rules, how they will pertain to you specifically. Continuing on, how to enter the contest, okay? The submission period is scheduled to begin on March 10th and it ends May 15th. So May 15th is basically the last day-ish that you can submit minimum the first 3 episodes of your comic or first 6 episodes of your comic, and then the actual contest will end September. During the submission period, participants will have the opportunity to submit episodes of an original unpublished webcomic in one of the genres identified in the table below. Basically 40 panels, and if you're most laughs, it's 15 panels per episode. Okay, each webcomic must comply with the following submission requirements. Gotta be in English, must be full color, oh boy. Full length episodes written in a narrative format, must be the submitting participant's original work. The participant must fully and completely own the rights to the submission and have exclusive and direct control. Must be written for one of the genres. Must not be created using any form of generic artificial AI, of course, yeah, for sure. Must include at least the minimum episode requirements and the minimum panels. Must comply with the platform terms and official rules. Must not include content that Webtoon deems to be obscene, pornographic, etc. Basically otherwise objectionable. How to submit the webcomic and enter the contest. Oh boy. To enter the contest, eligible participants must publish the webcomic on the Canvas platform during the submission period, completing the registration form found on the website, following the on-screen instructions to submit the registration and the webcomic. Limit one initial submission per genre. Okay, so if you're really ambitious, you can technically post 4 different webcomics for each of the genres and all of them be able to participate in the contest. Yeah, that's not going to be me for sure. All right, can we get to the good stuff? At the end of the submission period, a panel of judges selected by Webtoon will review the initial submissions based on the following criteria. The artwork is 20%, the quality and clarity of the visual images in the webcomic. All right, 20%. We can kind of work with that, okay? So it's not a big deal breaker if you end up making a story about stick figures. If those stick figures have like a quality and clarity to them, then go off for sure. Storytelling and hooks. Okay, that's 20%, so that's another 20. The flow and readability of the narrative component of the webcomic. Okay, so it's got to flow. You got to be able to understand shit that's going on in the story. Make sure it's easy to read, you know? The narrative should lay the groundwork for character development and encourage anticipation in the reader to find out. It cuts off again. Let me see if I can zoom out and like it'll show me more. Yes, it does. Okay, that's all I had to do. Anticipation in the reader to find out what happens next. So this is what I've been saying basically. Like those first 3 chapters are so crucial. Like if you've got an interesting premise, if you can already establish who your character is, because they want to know what the hell's going on. You don't just kind of want to leave it boring. You don't want to start, info dumping your lore. You don't want to do that. You just kind of want to establish something like interesting happening at first to allow questions to form in the readers so that we are just desperate to know the answers. Of course, you want to make sure you also have your character that is introduced and like it says here, just lays the groundwork for that, growth that they will experience, or if not growth themselves, because there are characters that stay pretty much static throughout the entire story, and what changes is the world around them. So if it's not the actual character, the main character, who's going to be doing the growth, then let it be everybody else who will grow. Okay, impact and satisfaction, 20%. What the hell does that mean? Okay, a clear, creative, and engaging narrative promise that understands expectations of readers in the selected genre. Okay, so it's not enough just to have like a great story. You also have to make sure that the people who read that specific genre get what they want from that genre. You got to give them some horror elements. You got to give them some romance feels, you got to give them like those laughs. You got to like start the anticipation of like the action and stuff like that, Okay, and then audience appeal engagement, 40%. So this is what I'm saying, guys. You have to have some sort of small little like fan base at least, because as it says here, the potential appeal of the story to the target audience of the genre, which is inclusive of user engagement of the submission. So they don't just want people reading it, they want people to actually like the story. They want people to actually comment on the story. Like they want engagement. And it has to be at least 40%. So holy shit, guys, if you have a comic, please start making some sort of presence in at least one of these social media apps. Like if you decide to do it on TikTok, do it on TikTok. Hopefully it doesn't get banned before then. If you decide to do it on Webtoon, do it on Webtoon. Good luck. I give you all my good vibes. You got this. If you decide to do it on Twitter, if you decide to do it on Blue Sky, if you decide to do it on, Patreon, wherever you think you might be able to have a chance to like get people's attention, I would start marketing that story. And I don't just mean like the actual story in itself. I mean like also the behind the scene process, because people like that sort of shit. We like looking at the journey of how this comic is being made. It's interesting. If you market it right as well, in that way, we are also introduced to the characters and we kind of get invested in them. And that's how good shit starts. So there you go. Also, assuming a sufficient number of eligible initial submissions are received, the judging panel will select up to 10 initial submissions with the highest score in each genre as shortlist finalists. Okay, so if your webcomic is that good, they're gonna choose 10 out of every genre, which makes the 40 total that I was talking about. If selected by the judging panel, potential shortlist finalists will be notified. Ooh, okay, so they'll contact you by phone, email, and/or mail, which I think takes forever. But, some people use it. Using the contact information provided at the time of the entry. Webtoon shall have no liability for any notification that is lost. Yeah, so if they can't contact you, you lost your chance, and that would be terrible. The shortlist finalists are scheduled to be announced on or about June 23rd. Okay, so in June is when you can pretty much hear from Webtoon. The shortlist finalists will be invited to advance to stage 2. Stage 2 is scheduled to begin on or about June 23rd and is scheduled to end on or about July 14th. During the stage 2 submission period, shortlist finalists will be required to produce and submit the number of additional episodes of the webcomic that correspond to their genre in the table below. Any late additionals, and you will be disqualified. All right, so they give you a period. Put in your 2 episodes, and if you miss that, then you are out of luck. Like once you hit that publish button, there is no changing it. So if you see a mistake, it's gone, baby. That is now permanent for the next foreseeable future. I would recommend that everybody makes at least like 5 episodes for their webcomic for the contest. Genre finalists. Okay. The submissions in each genre that were not selected to be in the genre finalists will be the genre runner-ups for up to a total of 24 genre runner-ups. See, that's what I figured. To be confirmed as a genre finalist, each potential finalist will be required to execute the master creator agreement, the publishing contract. The publishing contract grants Webtoon the exclusive worldwide rights to distribute, monetize, and use the comic in all forms of digital media for a period of 3 years. Okay, after the final episode of the webcomic is released. Okay, so that's pretty much standard. I think we all knew for originals as well. The creators, like once they finish their webcomic, they have to wait 3 years after it before they can, I guess, decide to show it elsewhere. Here's another thing that I've learned, guys. Okay, so because they're going to use your comic exclusively, like they need to pay you handsomely for those exclusivity rights because that shit is your baby. And obviously if it's gonna have attention, that means they want to make sure that they have everyone's attention on their platform solely, which, you know, as a business, it makes sense. But also as a creator, you want to make sure you get paid for some of that. If you have like an entertainment lawyer who's looking at all of this for you, ask them to see if they could like sort of, I don't know, make some sort of clause where you would get paid at least a portion of the exclusivity rights, because your publishing contract pretty much ends the moment you stop making those episodes. So what are you going to get for the 3 years after you finish that final episode? Like, you see where I'm going with this here? Like, again, I don't know how strict Webtoon, like how much they're going to hardball a creator if they manage to sort of finagle their way into like getting paid a little bit more for the exclusivity period, because this is kind of different than like the revenue of your comic being read by people after its final episode. Like, that's its own thing. Pretty much the same applies for like any content creators that have their own works that they work with brands. And if those brands want to exclusively have that creator in their back pocket to, you know, be their brand ambassador or promote their stuff solely theirs instead of the competitions, those creators get paid for that privilege. So I feel like it is very much fair for comic artists to also be paid for that exclusive period. I'm sorry if I went on a long rant here. This is just something I kind of feel strongly about, but let's continue. The publishing contract commits each genre finalist to produce and deliver additional episodes of the comic pursuant to an oncoming publication schedule in exchange for additional compensation payable pursuant to the terms of the publishing contract. Hold up. To be confirmed as a genre finalist, the potential finalist will be required to execute the contract. Yeah, I think they're going to require you to sign it. If any potential genre finalist fails or refuses to sign or return the contract, you got to return the contract within 14 days of notification that the participant is a potential finalist. The finalist may be disqualified and an alternative genre finalist may be selected. Okay, yeah, so if you refuse to sign or return within 14 days, you will be disqualified. Okay, if the person is disqualified, the finalist will not be confirmed. And they're not even going to tell people that you were a finalist. You will not receive the finalist prize and you will not be eligible in the contest. So in order for you to be a finalist, which means in order for you to get the, I think my voice just died. In order for you to get the money that is associated with the finalists, as in like, you know, the $35,000 and then the $100,000, you have to sign the contract. It is official, guys. Bro. Okay, what I'm seeing here also is it doesn't deny you the right to actually have a lawyer review that contract within those 14 days, make those amendments within the 14 days, and send it off to, you know, the person that, I don't know, just send it off to Webtoon, basically. I'm not seeing anything here that says that anything can be amended. So I think you have at least 14 days to get your shit together, to have it looked over and see if there are amendments that can be made. Now, the genre winners. The confirmed finalists will advance to stage 3. Stage 3 is scheduled to begin July 14th and is scheduled to end July 25th. During the stage 3 judging period, the judging panel will review and evaluate each genre finalist submission based on the judging criteria. Submission with the highest score in each genre will be the potential genre winner. Okay, so this is the 100K people. And then the grand prize winner is scheduled to be announced during the month of September 2025. In the event of a tie between 2 or more submissions during any stage of the contest, the tie will be broken in favor of the submission with the highest score. Oh, and the storytelling and hooks category. So that's important, guys. Your storytelling and hook. I'm telling you, your first 3 chapters, make them interesting. Like, in fact, I don't know if you guys are interested in doing this because I'm already doing like the webcomic reviews on my channel. That's going to be a series where if you have a webcomic that you want reviewed, you can go ahead and submit it to me. I can read it. I can basically critique it with like a literary kind of mind, because that's just kind of my thing, and give you advice on what's good about the story, what's kind of not good about the story, what needs improvement, and what's fantastic that you've done so far. I can do like a separate little like contest series, I guess you could say, just judging the first 3 chapters of people's stories, you know, just so that you can see if it's like interesting, if it's not interesting, or if you think you need to work on it more. I'll try to figure out the details to that. But if you're interested, definitely let me know, because I would like to do that for people. I want people to actually have a chance. Like, I know I'm participating in the contest as well, but it's not just about me, it's about we. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's my vibe. I want all of us to succeed, whether that's within the Webtoon sphere or outside of the Webtoon sphere. Because there can be successful careers made both inside of Webtoon and outside of Webtoon. And I want everyone to have an opportunity, because being poor sucks and people deserve to have their dreams come true. If that means making the webcomics, writing stories, I don't care what it is, you guys deserve a chance. If any finalist is found to be ineligible or declines to participate in any stage of the contest for any reason, such finalists will be disqualified. An alternative will be found in the next highest score. Oh, but look over here, guys, an invitation to pitch the genre runner-ups webcomic to Webtoon as a potential Webtoon original series. Okay, so the genre runner-ups, even though you guys are like down there and you win 5,500, which is still a lot for some people, which is great, you're also going to get the opportunity to potentially pitch your series. So it's going to have the chance to be looked at by, you know, the eyes that be at Webtoon. So it's not a guarantee that you will be picked up, but it is a chance for you to finally have someone look at your work and, you know, have it be noticed. So definitely bring your A game. Everybody really bring your A game to this thing if you decide to participate. If you decide not to pitch your comic to Webtoon, then that's pretty much it. You just get your 5,500 and that's it. Now the genre finalists, 12, you will receive $35,000 and the opportunity to publish the webcomic that you have submitted. Okay, so this isn't just a pitch opportunity. This is them deciding, hey, we're gonna publish your shit. And then genre prize winners, you will receive $100,000 and an opportunity to publish. So same dealio with the finalists. The winners will also receive the opportunity to publish. And then you have the grand prize winner. The grand prize consists of $150,000 and the opportunity to publish the webcomic pursuant to Webtoon's publishing contract. So it says an opportunity, but before you can even become a genre finalist, you have to sign a contract that gives Webtoon the exclusive rights of your comic. What's the truth? You know, who's telling the truth here? Okay, here's another thing. Each finalist shall be solely responsible for all federal, state, local, and/or provincial taxes and the reporting consequences thereof, and for any other fees or costs associated with the prizes. So yes, people, you will be taxed on that prize money that you win. So pay your taxes. Even after you take a cut of the taxes away from the prize, it's still a substantial amount of money. Like, that can change lives, and I want people's lives to be changed for the better. Okay, and this is the very end. Honestly, I don't really think any of this part stuff is particularly important when it applies to what we're really interested in. Obviously, everybody who's going to participate should read the rules just because you want to be well informed of what's going on. And that's it. That's the end of the official rules. It's not as bad as I thought it was. I do believe there is a little bit of a stretch if you do have your entertainment lawyer ready to see if they can negotiate something for you. But yeah, apparently these are the official rules, guys. It's nothing too groundbreaking, but it definitely does answer the question that the grand prizes are tied to the webcomic originals contract. Again, it might be a different contract because you never know, but I feel like it's kind of the same. That's where we stand. If you guys are still interested in participating, now you are better informed. You can go ahead and read it yourself just so you have all the information at your fingertips. Personally, I'm going to still go ahead and participate. I kind of already figured that the money would be tied to the contract after some research, and it's something that I've already thought about hard and come to accept should my webcomic be selected. Honestly, my main goal is really just to gain some public traction with my comic so that people are more informed that it exists, and I sort of have like a little bit of a mini following with it, if you will. So again, you can have success both in the contest and out of the contest. It's your prerogative what you guys want to do, but yeah, I just wanted to go over it with you just because as soon as I saw that it was out, I was definitely excited to read what was going on and see where we stood officially with everything. If you have any questions, me too, buddy, me too. Anyways, this is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for even just deciding to click on it and just stay with me through this chaotic journey. Hope everything is good for you out there in the real world. Until next time, cheers.